Ladies and gentlemen, it is 91 degrees. The wind's 3 to 7 miles an hour here southwesternly in direction. It is a gorgeous day for kind of a doubleheader here at Mingus Union High School. Glad you're along with us. Jackie Bessler with you for Verde Valley TV. We'll be doing the baseball broadcast here today, and Philip has got the softball just behind my back with the American flag in between us here at Mingus Union High School. The opponents, the Badgers and the Badgers, both sides. The girls on the softball side playing for seeding for the playoff. Both teams looking to go into the playoffs, the Badgers and the Mingus Marauders. The outcome of today's game will determine who is, first of all, the Grand Canyon Region champion, and second of all, how they're going to be seeding for playoffs coming up on Saturday. Yep, they start on Saturday, and in fact, the home team or the high seed will have the home field advantage all the way through until the final game, the championship game on May 18th. Here for baseball, well, you know what? It's not for seeding and it's not for playoffs, but it is for 5th place here in the Grand Canyon region. The Mingus Marauders beating the Prescott Badgers in extra innings last night, 13-11. And that means if the Marauders win again, they'll take over 5th place in the Grand Canyon region. As far as the AIA rankings, Prescott was 22nd, dropped to 24th with the loss yesterday. Mingus stayed even at 32. We're going to take a break here from Mingus Union High School, and when we return, we're going to get into some of the individual stats and take a look at these teams and last night's game at Prescott Union High School when we return after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Goettel and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Goettel's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Goettel's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GOETT'LsHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Goettles, and go Marauders.
The most common reasons for bankruptcy are unforeseen circumstances like tragedies, illness, unemployment, and foreclosures. I'm Michael Gordon. We understand your situation and your need to look at all the alternatives. Call Gordon & Gordon for a free, non-judgmental bankruptcy or foreclosure consultation. Ask about zero-down bankruptcy options. Gordon & Gordon, Attorneys at Law. Trust well placed.
It is a beautiful day, a great day for baseball, although it's a little warmer than it has been and less breezy. So some of the players looking a tad bit fatigued because of the heat out here today, but still, nonetheless, we're nowhere near 100 degrees. Probably topping out at about 91 out here today as the Prescott Badgers are finishing warming up and taking infield practice. Let's look at the playoff situation specifically with the Grand Canyon region. The Flagstaff Eagles have captured the Grand Canyon region for the year and will represent hopefully well as they go into the playoffs. And they are seated number 5. They'll be hosting Bradshaw, who is number 10. So a victory from Bradshaw could make some difference in the seedings as they go into playoffs. Flagstaff has a slight lead over Vista Grande. However, Vista Grande's done. They don't have any more games to play, so they can't move a whole bunch. Saguaro still, the Saguaro Sabercats still have another game left to go. They're sitting number 7, but it'll be hard for them to jump their 4 points down. Bradshaw is at Flagstaff. Right in front of them, just barely in front of them, is Notre Dame Prep, who is number 19, Walden Grove. If both of those teams win, it'll be an interesting situation to see if Flagstaff can jump Notre Dame in the standings, or in the rankings, I should say. However, 2 more teams from the Grand Canyon region are likely to be represented in this year's playoff tournament. The Coconino Panthers are at Mojave, ranked number 33 here tonight. And for the final game of the season, Coconino has got a slight lead over division foe Lee Williams, who, by the way, is done. Their schedule's done. Paradise Honor sitting number 17. They're out of games too. Douglas, 18. They're out of games as well. Walden Grove at number 19, almost 0.7 points behind in the rankings, has to play number 9 Notre Dame. So if Walden Grove actually beats Notre Dame, number 9, they could potentially jump Lee Williams and take over that number 16 spot. So on the bubble are 2 Grand Canyon region teams, one in the top 8, and Bradshaw trying to get to the top 8. They could do it with a win over Flagstaff. Seton is done. They're number 8. And if Notre Dame were to lose to Walden Grove, we could have some mix-ups going on in the playoff picture for baseball. Let's take a look at last night's game. The Marauders victorious over the Prescott Badgers by a score of 13-11. Nobody got into scoring until the 3rd and 4th inning. It was tied up at the end of 4. Then Mingus took a 4-run lead going into the bottom of the 6th, and Prescott tied it up. Mingus put 3 on the board in the top of the 7th. A little bit of insurance there, but not enough. Prescott came back to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th, and then in the top of the 8th, Mingus Marauders scored 2. Lindsay had the game-winning single, putting Mingus up by 2, 13-11, and Prescott didn't have any more comebacks left in the back pocket and unable to tie it up in the bottom of the 8th. So Mingus victorious. So far this year, the Mingus Marauders have Grand Canyon region-wise. They split with Mojave, and let's see, who else did they play and who else did they beat against? And they're 3-8 in the division. They had a great win against Winslow, not part of the division, but that was an exciting game on Verde Valley TV. If you haven't watched that one against Winslow, a walk-off in the park, home run by Zach Harrison. And that was in the 8th inning, extra innings, and Mingus won that one 17-16. You're going to need an extra bag of popcorn to sit down and watch that game. Since that point, over the last 10 games, the Mingus Marauders have ended up, they are 3-7 in the last 10 games. The Prescott Badgers are 2-8 in the last 10 games. Coming into the final game of the season, normally it would have been senior night. However, trying to look ahead as the world has been kind of different. The Mingus Marauders ended up doing senior night early in the season to avoid a situation that the poor girls' basketball team had, as their final game of the year was canceled, and they lost not only their final game, but they also lost their senior night, which was awful. So baseball decided we're not going to do that. We're going to do senior night earlier in the year. However, nonetheless, this is still going to be the final game of the season for all of these seniors on both sides of the ball, the Prescott Badgers and the Mingus Marauders. And there are quite a few. Well, there's only 5 seniors for the Mingus Marauders, but there are 7 for the Prescott Badgers coming in to tonight's game. Let's look at the way these two teams match up. Prescott comes in batting .312, advantage Prescott. Mingus batting .298, not a whole bunch difference. Mingus has scored 112 runs. Prescott has scored 102. 153 hits for Prescott, 146 for the Mingus Marauders. So pretty equal all the way across the board. Fielding percentages are almost identical. 872 for Mingus, 883 for the Prescott Badgers. So not far apart in any way, shape, or form. A big difference, though, is the earned run average. 647 for the Marauders, 424 for the Prescott Badgers. Prescott has a few more stolen bases. Well, actually, quite a few more. 35 to Mingus's 14. And earned runs are relatively close. Mingus has given up 106 earned runs and 71 earned runs for the Prescott Badgers. However, they've given up 125 total, and Mingus has given up 149 total. Two teams out on the field relatively equal. You could tell from last night's performance, 13-11, a final in extra innings. Expecting a good one here today as well. Let's look at the visiting Prescott Badgers and the starting lineup. Batting first, playing shortstop, is going to be Alex Vaughn. Luke McCaulson is playing center field and batting second. Elvis Hauptman is playing third, batting third. And Tyson Potts, the pitcher, will be cleanup, wearing number 34 out here today. Hunter Hayes over at first base, wearing number 19. He will bat fifth. Then Tucker Koenig from right field, the catcher. Peyton Little will bat seventh. Lucas Miller at second base and batting ninth, and finishing out the lineup, Mityla Hawkins playing left field for the visiting Badgers out here today. Mingus Marauders going with a stereotypical lineup, however, at the same time, trying to get as many seniors in as possible. We'll be leading off with Ben Balo playing second base. That's pretty standard. Jan Alvarez will be playing shortstop here today, and batting second, Trey Peters will be on the mound, or start on the mound as a senior pitcher. Zach Harrison plays catcher and will bat cleanup. Ryan Schomburger will play first, bat fifth. Then Ryan Lindsay at third base. Jahia Rogers in left field. Emmett Smith in right field. And the starting nine will follow up with the center fielder, Anthony Rivera. We're going to take a quick break here from Mingus Union High School. We're getting close to first pitch time. In fact, in both locations, about 4 minutes away. Both softball on the field up above and baseball right here. Both on Verde Valley TV. Don't forget, softball playoffs start Saturday, 10 a.m. pregame at 9:40, and you can hear that one on the radio on KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM, as well as watch it on Verde Valley TV and verdevalleytv.com. We'll return to Mingus Union High School for a gorgeous day of baseball right after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips, with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on fuel with the Marathon Make It Count reward program. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here, with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go Marauders!
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 36 years. Using green construction methods, Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. They thank you for your business confidence and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction homes at Mountain Gate and Clarkdale this summer.
All right, national anthem has been said. In fact, I love it. The softball field plays the national anthem, and it works for both the baseball and the softball field out here at Mingus Union High School, followed by the most familiar play ball. Mingus Marauders, of course, at home will start off defensively. Trey Peters will be on the mound. Zach Harrison behind the dish. Schomburger over at first, Balo at second, Alvarez at shortstop. Lindsay rounds out the infield over at third. Outfield from left to right is Rogers. Rivera in center, and Smith over in right. Taking a look at Trey Peters as he comes out. The senior has pitched 33 2/3 innings, giving up 55 hits. 38 runs, only 28 of them have been earned runs. an impressive 13 walks across 33 innings and 31 strikeouts, so almost averaging a strikeout per innings, only giving up 1 home run during the course of this season as well. He's got an ERA of 5.41. However, the record hasn't worked out to his advantage. Peters is 1-6 on the season with 9 appearances, and his opponents are batting .355 against him. Only 3 wild pitches. He has hit 8 batters during the course of his senior season, and he will warm up from the stretch out here today. Getting ready for the competition here, the Prescott Badgers and Mingus Marauders' final game of the season. Final Grand Canyon region game, and this is for 5th place in the Grand Canyon region. Since we are talking about senior night out here, we might as well talk about some of our seniors for the Mingus Marauders, their final game. This is always a tough time as you come to the realization that you are indeed playing your final game of the season. Jonathan Sanchez, number 2, you know that name from football as well. He's a senior and will be graduating this year. Michael Mendez. Trey Peters on the mound out here today will be a graduate here soon. Jahia Rogers over in left field is also a senior. Carter Welly and Ryan Lindsay round out the Mingus Marauder seniors out here today. Alex Vaughn steps in to be batter number 1 in our final competition of the 2021 season. Wearing number 15, right-handed batter. First pitch, called strike, good pitch. 0-1 the count as we look at Vaughn, batting .316 on the season. There's the delivery. High pop-up, left side of the infield, should be playable. Lindsay over from third, makes the catch. 2 pitches, 1 out. And Vaughn is retired. Brings up Luke McCausland, the center fielder. He'll switch sides of the dishes and he'll bat left-handed. Wearing number 20 out there. He also is a senior. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Lefty's batting .292 on the season. 14 hits, 9 runs, 3 RBIs. And there's a strike in. Levels the count at 1-1. Tied for second on the team with 4 doubles on the season. 1-1 delivery. Look good, not called. 2-1 the count. Just underway here. No one on. 1 out here in the top of the first. Peters from the windup. And that one will be fouled toward the softball field. And that'll level the count at 2-2 again. Peters out of the stretch. And took something off. Ground ball over to Balo. Balo on to first for the second out. 4-3 the put out. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Hauptman comes in to bat, batting third for the Prescott Badgers. He as well as a senior. Batting .362 from the right-hand side. First delivery. Didn't miss by much, ball 1. On the road for their senior year of the Prescott Badgers. That one is fouled off. Just got a piece. That might have gotten a piece of Harrison behind the plate as well. Protective gear worked. Elvis leads the team in runs. He's got 14 on the season. Took something off. Line drive gets by Balo over at second. He was playing more toward the hole, and that one went up a little bit more up the middle and gets through. So the Badgers have their first base runner of the game. And that brings up the pitcher, Tyson Potts. Potts is a junior, leads the team batting .462 on the season, leads in a lot of categories. He's got 24 hits on the season, 11 runs scored. Curveball. Started inside, stayed inside. Ball one. He's got 19 hits on the season with 7 RBIs, leads the team in RBIs, second in hits. And that's going to be ball two. Peters is right around the strike zone. He's not missing by much. Runner over at first. Hoffman takes a lead, not much of one. Schomburger's holding them on. That one gets behind Harrison, not far enough for anybody to advance. Three and 0 the count on Potts. Here's the delivery. That one catches strike zone. 3 and 1, way to come back. Potts only has 6 walks on the season, so he doesn't walk a lot. Big swing and a miss at the fastball. Full count now on the number 4 hitter here for Prescott. 1 on, 2 out. No score, top of the first. I love the flag. When the flag waves behind me, I get to be in shade for just a moment. And late swing, pop up right side. Could be trouble. And great catch out there. Schomburger hits the fence, getting the foul pop up. Late swing, and it just went up in the air. Schomburger, what a great defensive play to get his pitcher out of the first inning. So, in the middle of 1-0-0-1, 1 hit, 1 left on, and no runs scored. We'll be back to Mingus Union High School after this.
From the Glen Canyon Dam to the corner sidewalks, Salt River Materials Group, Phoenix Cement, has helped build Arizona and the Southwest since 1959. Much like the products they provide, Salt River Materials Group, Phoenix Cement, has a strong sense of community and contributes to it in meaningful ways. Phoenix Cement is considered a premier employer and community supporter and would like to thank their friendly neighbors for 6 decades of continued support. Think harder, think concrete.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Potts takes the mound here for the Prescott Badgers. The junior has an ERA of 4, an even record of 3-3 on the season with 9 appearances for the 2021 competition season. He's got 35 innings under his belt, giving up 41 hits, 35 runs, and only 20 of them have been earned runs. 16 walks in 35 innings pitched with 33 strikeouts. So again, real close to a strikeout an inning as well. Opponents are only batting .266 against him, which is not bad at all. However, he has given up some stolen bases. 11 of the 26 stolen bases this season have been with Potts on the mound. Potts is on the mound. Peyton Little is behind the dish for the Prescott Badgers. Hunter Hayes at first, Lucas Miller at second, Alex Vaughn at shortstop, and Elvis Hoffman will be at third. The outfield left to right is Hawkins, McCausland, and Tucker. And batting first for the Mingus Marauders is going to be Ben Balo. Balo looks at the first one inside for ball 1. If you're just joining us, Mingus first at bat, bottom of the first, no score. Prescott able to muster a hit, but that was it. Balo takes a strike, evens the account at 1-1. Balo comes in to today's game batting .273 as a freshman. 12 hits, 10 runs. And he'll take that one high for ball 2. 3 RBIs, although that's to be expected from a leadoff hitter. 2-1 the count. He's got 9 walks on the season. And he'll pop that one into short right field, curving toward the line. And a great play out there by Tucker, tracking it down in the sun. That one had a slice to it and was heading toward the line. He started in the middle of right field, ended up about 8 or 10 feet away from the right field line to glove that one, battling the sun the whole time. If you haven't played here at Mingus Union High School, right field is where you need the double sunglasses. It gets hard to see out there. Jan Alvarez steps in, the number 2 hitter from the left side of the dish. Alvarez is batting .379 on the season, number 2 for the Mingus Marauders. And that one's going to be high. 2-0 the count on the number 2 hitter. 1 out, nobody on. Alvarez has got 22 hits with 20 runs scored, 14 RBIs, and he'll take that strike. Leads the team with 6 doubles on the season, has a triple to go along with it. 2-1 the count. Potts in the windup. Delivery, ooh, that one hits him. Bounced in front of the plate and caught part of the leg. And Alvarez gets on with a hit by pitch. Not the funnest way to get on by any stretch of the imagination, but effective. In fact, that is the 5th time he has been hit by a pitch this season. That puts Potts in the stretch as Trey Peters steps in for his first look at Potts, and that one's low for ball 1. Peters is batting .339 on the season with 20 hits, 13 runs, leads the team with 20 RBIs. He's got a possibility out there on first base, Alvarez. Pitch over for a strike, levels the count at 1-1. Alvarez has got 3 stolen bases on the season. He's got a decent lead out there. Back. And under the pickoff attempt, back in. Not enough to increase the blood pressure of Coach Houston out there. Wasn't close enough. Regains his lead, 1-1 the count to Trey Peters. And he'll go back to first. Alvarez seemed to be leaning that time, had to scramble a little bit, almost lost his footing. Got back in time. Hayes is holding him on at first. Potts will find the grip he wants. Go back to the stretch. There's the delivery. Ground ball, shortstop, high bounder that'll get by the shortstop. That one was tough. He tried to take it on a short hop. Big bounce in the infield, and then it was going to be a short bounce in the dirt, and you're never quite sure how that one's going to bounce. So Peters is now on first. I'm going to give him a base hit for my stats. I don't know what the official stat keeper is going to give him. First and second, 1 out for the Mingus Marauders, and Peters will get a Carter Welly as a courtesy runner out there. Welly's got 3 stolen bases on the season. However, he's got Alvarez in front of him at second, so he's not going to steal by himself. Harrison steps in, cleanup hitter for the Mingus Marauders. There's the delivery, and big swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Harrison, the catcher for the Marauders, comes in batting .317 on the season. 19 hits, 13 runs, 10 RBIs. He's got one available out there at second base, and that'll be a ground ball first base side. They'll go to second for one and not able to get the double play underway as Hayes gets the ball out to Vaughn to get the outs, the fielder's choice. And now Marauders at first and third, so the fielder's choice goes 1-6. And on to third is going to be Alvarez. And Peters is off. Well, actually, it's Carter that's off the base path. Schomburger steps in for the Marauders. That one's in the dirt, ball one. Ryan playing first base out here today, batting .305 as a junior. 18 hits, 13 runs, and 10 RBIs on the season. Leads the team tied, actually, with 4 triples. That one gets by the catcher. Coming home is going to be Alvarez. No slide, and the Marauders will take the lead on the pass ball out there. 1-0 Mingus Marauders, bottom of the first. Scampering on to second is going to be Harrison, so he is back in scoring position for the Mingus Marauders, and a 2-0 count to Schomburger. Schomburger's got only 2 walks on the season, and that one's in the dirt. That was easy to lay off of, and 3-0 the count. Harrison at second, Mingus on the board, 1-0. A gift as Alvarez was hit by a pitch. Put him on first, came around to score, and that one also in the dirt, and that's going to be the 3rd walk of the season for Ryan. So first and second now for the Marauders, still only 1 out here. Ryan Lindsay, third baseman, wearing number 23, comes in, another right-handed batter. Lindsay, also a senior, batting .326 on this season. 14 hits, 15 runs. 3 doubles, by the way. And he'll look at strike one. Potts refines the strike zone out there. 2 on, 1 out. Potts has been in the stretch since the second batter of this inning, and that one's low. Evens it up 1-1. Jahia Rogers is on deck for the Mingus Marauders. If anybody gets on, Emmett Smith, the right fielder, will have a chance. Lindsay's ready, and that one's fouled off to the right-hand side, took a cut at a high pitch. 1-2 now the count. Alvarez came around to score after being hit by a pitch earlier in the season. Trey Peters got an infield single. Zach Harrison, a fielder's choice. Jan Alvarez scoring on the pass ball. And just outside, close though. 2-2 now the count. Gorgeous day, very little wind out here at Mingus Union High School. Ooh, inside. Turn the hip. Makes it a full count now. A walk here would load the bases. Lindsay's got 6 walks on the season. Payoff pitch. And a strike 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Swinging K ends the inning, but Mingus gets one across on a pass ball. Put on base by the hit by pitch. Mingus leads at the end of 1-0.
From the Merkin farm to your table, from their vines to your glass, Merkin Vineyards Tasting Room in Osteria, a sense of place for extended family and community. The Merkin mission is to deliver a total sustainable Arizona experience, with fruits and vegetables family farmed in the Verde Valley and vines grown on Arizona Merkin acreage. Pastas and breads made from scratch and served with daily seasonal specials. Keep an eye out for the Merkin pizza and gelato wagons using the same local ingredients.
Balancing your family, finances, and future is a lot of responsibility. Let Jennifer Griffin and her team at State Farm help. Jennifer Griffin is an Arizona native and a Mingus graduate, as well as a third-generation State Farm agent, serving you in the same Main Street location for over 35 years. Jennifer Griffin and her team want to wish all of the Mingus athletes the best of luck this season. Go Marauders! Jennifer Griffin and State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right.
It's going to be Hayes, Koning, and Little for the Prescott Badgers in the top of the second out here at Mingus Union High School. That is 5, 6, and 7. Hunter Hayes, another lefty, steps in to lead off the inning. Hayes, also a senior, his final game of his high school career, batting .257. And first pitch is outside. Ball one. Peters back on the mound for the Mingus Marauders, facing the number 5 hitter Hayes. He's got 9 hits on the season, 6 runs, 6 RBIs. Big swing and a miss. Couple of doubles on the season. 35 plate appearances, this being 36. 1-1 the count. Play him to pull a little bit. And there's strike 2 with the fastball. 1-2 the count. Looking for the first strikeout of the game for Peters, and that one's popped up and behind us, heading toward the softball field. That one will get into the softball field. Count remains 1-2 against Hunter Hayes. First baseman for the Prescott Badgers. And that one is hit deep right center field, and that one will fall for a double out there. Third double. And a leadoff base runner out here for the Prescott Badgers. Hayes got into that one, split the Mingus Marauders outfield between Smith and Rivera. Rivera able to get it on a bounce and throw it back in. But the big first baseman from Prescott now stands on second with no out, and Tucker Koning steps in. Tucker wearing 33, also a senior, batting .379 on the season. He's got 11 hits so far and 8 runs, and that one is low, gets away from Harrison. Harrison jumps on it quick, keeps Hayes at second, didn't get far enough away. I don't think Hayes could really see how far the ball got, so he took a couple of steps and a lunge and decided to stay where he was. Koning's got 8 RBIs on the season, including 4 doubles. And that one's going to be high, out of the strike zone. Two and one the count. 1 on, nobody out. Here at the top of the second, Mingus leading 1-0. Balo heads back to his second base position after holding Hayes on. 3-1 the count. First base is open. Koning has 7 walks on the season. Oh, that'll even it up at 1, or even the count at 3-2. Full count now. Peyton Little, catcher, is on deck for the Prescott Badgers. Peters trying to get the strikeout here. Curveball, and doesn't catch the strike zone, and that'll be a walk. First and second now, nobody out. First walk of the game. Couldn't quite get that curveball to get back into the strike zone. Started inside, stayed inside. Hayes is on second. Koenig is on first, and the bunt attempt goes foul for strike one. Peyton Little is a junior, batting .292 on the season. 14 hits, 8 runs, 7 RBIs. Decent power. He's got 5 extra base hits. And we might be looking at an equipment change here. See if there's something wrong with the Harrison's helmet. See if they're going to go ahead and give him another one while they work on that one. Or they didn't like that one. So Harrison's still looking for equipment out there. Gives us an opportunity, though, to take a look at the sacrifices. In fact, there we go. Little only has 1 sacrifice on the season. Bunt attempt was fouled off for strike one. Peters is over there talking to Lindsay while they're waiting for the equipment delay. I want to thank Arizona Smile Designers, Suzy Q Market, for being sponsors of softball, baseball here on Verde Valley TV all season long. Both of them continuing into playoff softball, which gets underway Saturday, May 8th. And I will try to get a score to the Prescott Mingus softball game here right behind us. See if we can get you updated on some scores there. Our score here, 1-0, the Mingus Marauders scoring on a pass ball after a hit batsman in the beginning of the inning, the first inning. Looks like we got a helmet that fits and works. Equipment is back in order. Peters is ready again here on the mound. 0-1 the count on the bunt attempt, showing bunt again. There's the pitch, and curveball misses the strike zone. He ducked down, almost took that one in the helmet. 1-1 the count. 2 on, nobody out. There's the bunt attempt. It comes down to Peters. Peters is going to go over to first for the 1 out as Balo comes over to cover. Schomburger was crashing in, so the sacrifice does work and advances both runners. 2 in scoring position as Prescott plays small ball out there. Koenig goes to second. Hayes goes on to third after his leadoff double, 1 out, and Lucas Miller steps in. Miller wearing number 21, another right-handed batter for the Prescott Badgers. He's a senior, batting an even .250 on the season, and he'll pop that one up. Looks like Alvarez has got a beat on it just behind second base and gets it. So the pop out to the shortstop is 1 pitch, 1 out. Malachi Hawkins, the left fielder. Well, let's see. Did they change on me? Wearing number 8 out here today. And he'll take a strike. Adam is number 9. Number 9 on the roster. Playing position 7, though, of course, left field. 0-1, and there's 0-2 quickly. Peters gets ahead of him. Hawkins comes in batting .302 on the season, 13 hits, 6 runs, 6 RBIs. Peters delivers fastball outside part of the plate, gets the strikeout, and Peters gets out of the inning unscathed after the leadoff double and a walk, leaving 2 stranded on the base pass. Mingus continues to lead in the middle of the second inning, 1-0. We'll be back after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
It's going to be 7-8-9 for the Mingus Marauders in the bottom of the second. Jahia Rogers, in fact, all of the outfield grouped at the bottom of the order here. It's going to be Rogers, Smith, and Rivera, left, right, and center fielders, respectively, for the Mingus Marauders in the bottom of the second. Jahia Rogers steps in, left-handed batter, uses the back of the box, takes that one high and outside for ball one. Rogers comes into tonight's game leading the Mingus Marauders, batting .389 on the season. And that one's too tall and outside as well. 2-0 the count. Mingus baseball a lead of 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Mingus Marauders softball also leading 1-0 over the Prescott Badgers. That was down the middle for a strike, 2-1 the count. Rogers is ready. Potts delivers. That one's high and outside. Back to that. Potts is going to shift the dirt around at the bottom of the mound. Maybe he doesn't like the way he's falling into a hole there. Does change your delivery. There's the windup. Big cut. Full count now. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second. Rogers has 8 walks on the season. And half swing, they'll call it a strike. And that'll be a swinging strikeout to start off the second inning. Second strikeout in a row for Potts. That'll bring up Emmett Smith, the right fielder. Junior's batting .171 on the season. 6 hits and limited plate appearances, 35. 8 runs, 5 RBIs. Righty steps in there. That one is low, ball one. 1 out, nobody on here. Bottom of 2, Mingus hanging on to a 1-0 lead. Beautiful day, hardly clouds in the sky. The ones that are there are real thin. That delivery catches the inside part of the plate. Levels the count at 1-1. Out of the windup. That one grounded foul, left side. Quesada, weak effort going after that one. Just threw the arm up in the air. Gonna have to save that one, show it to him. Show him what kind of an effort he made on that one. They'll gather up the foul ball as Vaughn goes and gets it as it bounces off of the brick behind the dugout here. Mingus Union High School. And 1-2 the count. And that'll be a ground ball to the third baseman. Hoffman across the diamond and in time. Off to Hayes. Looked like Smith just tried to put that one in play. And then hustled down the first baseline. I'd like to see that kind of hustle. 5-3 the ground out, and that's 2 outs in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Anthony Rivera, batting number 9. And that one's fouled off to the right-hand side. Rivera is batting .289 on the season. 13 hits, 13 runs, 7 RBIs, trying to get something going with 2 outs here, and he'll foul that one straight into the dirt in front of the plate. 0-2 the count now. Ben Balo on deck for the Mingus Marauders. If Rivera can find a way to get on and keep the inning going for Mingus. Mingus on top 1-0. Last I heard, softball was on top 1-0. Both opponents, the Badgers. And close. Oh, Potts wanted that call. That was close. Just a bit outside. 1-2 the count. Beautiful day for baseball here at Mingus Union High School. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Mingus Marauders go 1-2-3, or I should say 7-8-9 here in the bottom of the second. Still hanging on to a lead. 1-0. Trey Peters heading toward the mound for inning number 3. We're back after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Goettel and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, GOETT'L'S High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call GOETT'L'S High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GOETT'L'sHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get GOETT'L'S, and go Marauders.
The most common reasons for bankruptcy are unforeseen circumstances like tragedies, illness, unemployment, and foreclosures. I'm Michael Gordon. We understand your situation and your need to look at all the alternatives. Call Gordon & Gordon for a free, non-judgmental bankruptcy or foreclosure consultation. Ask about zero-down bankruptcy options. Gordon & Gordon Attorneys at Law. Trust well placed.
Back to the top of the order here for the Prescott Badgers. Alex Vaughn, the shortstop, will settle in to lead off the third. Mingus leading 1-0. Peters back on the mound for the Mingus Marauders. Line shot, left center field. It is deep. On his horse and catching up to it is Rivera. It just hung on a little bit too high out there, but it was heading toward the gap. Rivera got on his horse, tracked it down for out number 1. Fly ball center field for out number 1. That was hit hard. High fastball, and he got around on it, and that brings up McCausland. Causland was 2 for 5 last night. So he'll look at that one in the dirt for ball 1. Pardon me, actually he was 1 for 2 with 5 plate appearances. Scored twice though. Lefty, big cut. With the fastball, strike 1. 1-1. Balo playing him to pull a little bit toward the hole. Schomburger's deep at first. And just misses the outside corner. 2-1 the count. Nobody on, 1 out. Peters pitches the entire game out of the stretch, even with nobody on base. He delivers, and curveball doesn't catch the plate. 3-1 the count. Top of the third, Mingus leading 1-0. Pretty good crowd here from the Mingus Marauders out here for what would have been senior night. That one's high for ball 4. That'll put McCausland on base for the walk. In fact, that is now his 10th walk of the season. Pretty good eye over there at the plate, and that brings up Hopman, third baseman. Hallman didn't play last night. So he's in tonight's lineup, but was not part of last night's 13-11 extra inning win by the Mingus Marauders over the Prescott Badgers. Curveball, swing and a strike. Ball got away from Harrison, unable to make a throw down to second. So that'll be a stolen base out there for McCausland. Oh, and 1 the count now. That one's going to get away from Harrison and on to third. Go the Badgers. 1 out, 1 on third now. And a 1-1 count to Hopman. With Potts on deck. Potts was 3 for 3 last night with 2 runs and 2 RBIs on 5 plate appearances. Elvis will take that strike. For strike 3, I missed a strike. How about that? First strikeout of the game. And that'll be an upside down K, a looking strikeout. First strikeout of the game. Second strikeout of the game, I'm sorry, for Peters. Struck out Hawkins back in the second. Makes 2 outs, 1 on. As Potts steps in. Took a great play by Schomburger to put him out in the first. Foul pop-up. That one's fouled. This one's not going to be playable. That one's going to be way out of play. That'll level the count at 1-1. Man on third, 2 outs here. Top of the third, Mingus leading 1-0. There's the delivery in the dirt. Good block by Harrison. 2-1 now the count. Hunter Hayes on deck for the Prescott Badgers. That one sky high, right side. Schomburger looking to catch that one, does. Had a little trouble at the end, almost got to the edge of the grass. But Schomburger, 2 great plays out there to retire Potts twice in this game so far. The Mingus Marauders strand 1 at third and will continue their lead going to the bottom of the 3, 1-0. We're back after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on fuel with the Marathon Make It Count reward program. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go Marauders!
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 36 years. Using green construction methods, Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. They thank you for your business confidence and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction homes at Mountain Gate and Clarkdale this summer.
Final Grand Canyon Region matchup, final game of the 2021 season for the Mingus Marauders and the Prescott Badgers. And final game of one's high school career has got to be just as hard on moms as it is on the players, as you get accustomed to it, chasing your kid all over the state sometimes in club ball or high school ball or little league or whatever the case is. And then it comes to an end. Senior day or senior night. Well, would have been senior night for the Mingus Marauders. Ben Balo's got some time left, though. He's only a freshman, And his second plate appearance of the game to start the third as he looks at strike one. Balo last night in Mingus's victory over the Prescott Badgers was 2 for 4. And that curveball doesn't break. Tried to twist it, didn't come down. 1-1 the count. Top of the third, Mingus hanging on to a 1-0 win, or lead, I should say. Potts delivers. Big cut, high fastball, strike two. On the softball field, the Lady Marauders leading the Prescott Badgers now 2-0, extended their lead 2-0. That one's high stakes for the Grand Canyon region and seeding position. Balo's ready. And looks at that one just outside. Good eye. Evens it up at 2-2. Balo had 1 walk, 2 hits last night in Prescott. Potts delivers. And that one stays outside as well. Full count now. Balo making him work on the mound. One of the hottest days of the year so far. 91 degrees predicted at game time at 3:45. That one's hit left field, and that one might be curving foul, and does. Got ahead of it. Hawkins gave it a run. Close enough to just continue to go throw that one back in. Already got a new ball out, so Casado will put that one in the backup section. Oh, better yet, he's going to give it to Alvarez, and Alvarez now has a present for the ump when he walks up. 3-2 the count again. And, strike 3 called. Outside corner. 4th strikeout of the game for Potts. That'll bring up Jan Alvarez. Alvarez was 2 for 5 last night in Prescott. Also had a walk. I think he's had 8 walks last night in Prescott. Alvarez turns away from that one inside. Ball 1. Mingus ended up scoring. Alvarez got hit by a pitch, got to first. Infield single by Peters behind him. And he'll take that one for a strike. Let go of the bat. Did the practice swing without the bat. Peters infield single behind him, and then Zach Harrison, a fielder's choice, put Alvarez to third. Schaumburger walked, and then Lindsay struck out. That one's high and outside. But a pass ball is what scored Alvarez from third, and that's the difference in this one right now. 2-1 the count. Lefty looking for something of his liking. Turns away from the fastball inside. 3-1. Alvarez coming into today has 8 walks on the season. 3-1 count. And that one, breaking ball will catch plate. Full count now. Full count to Balo, and then now to Alvarez. So Potts working hard in the May heat of Cottonwood, Arizona. Alvarez will bounce that one to the shortstop. This one he'll pick up off the short hop and across the diamond and get him. Vaughn to Hayes. Tried one of those earlier on a Trey Peters ground ball and couldn't come up with it. Gets this one almost cleanly. Had a little bit of a snow cone in the glove, but able to pull it out and get it across the diamond. 6-3, the put out. 2 outs now, nobody on. Trey Peters steps in, infield single, his first time up. And that one's low for ball 1. Peters, last night, Trayson Peters, a senior, ended up 3 for 5 with a run and 4 RBIs. Have a game, Mr. Peters. Potts out of the windup. That one will catch plate. 1-1 the count. Mingus hasn't been successful so far this inning, but they've made him work. 2 full counts so far in this inning. Line drive, left field, and that one will be caught. Hawkins comes in to catch that line drive. That one was smoked. That one will have great flavor in about 3 or 4 hours. 1-0 your score. Mingus on top. Top of the 4th coming up.
From the Glen Canyon Dam to the corner sidewalks, Salt River Materials Group, Phoenix Cement, has helped build Arizona and the Southwest since 1959. Much like the products they provide, Salt River Materials Group, Phoenix Cement, has a strong sense of community and contributes to it in meaningful ways. Phoenix Cement is considered a premier employer and community supporter and would like to thank their friendly neighbors for 6 decades of continued support. Think harder, think concrete.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
5, 6, and 7 now for the Prescott Badgers. That'll be Hayes, Koenig, and Little. First base, right field, and a catcher. Coming up for Prescott Badgers. So far through 3 innings, Trey Peters has had a very good outing. Gave up 1 hit in the first inning, a double, a walk, and able to pull himself out of it to keep a shutout. In the 3rd inning, gave up a walk, stranded him at 3rd. So 2 walks and 2 hits, and a strike 1 to start with Hayes. Peters trying to keep the Badgers off the scoreboard. That one's got a lot of spin to it across the diamond and out. Great job out there by Lindsay. That ball was spinning something fierce off the bat of Hayes, and he was able to gather it up, find a way to get a grip, and across the diamond it went to Schomburger for the out. That's an important out. Not only the first out of the inning, but Hayes was 3 for 4 last night in their game. So the ground out puts him back on the bench and brings up Koenig. Strike 1 to him. Koenig last night was 2 for 5 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. And he waits on the breaking ball, slams that one to left center field. No one's going to get that one. It's up against the fence. Koenig's at second. He'll slow up and be settling with a double, satisfied with a double out there. He hit that one hard, a 1 bouncer off the fence right near the Taylor Waste sign out there in left center field. And a 3rd hit of the game for the Prescott Badgers in a man in scoring position. 1 out, 1 on, down 1-0. And Peyton Little steps in. Little did not play last night, and Mingus is a win. 13-11, extra inning game. Lindsay came up with a game-winning single in the 8th. Big cut. Strike 1. The catcher had a sacrifice back in the 2nd inning. 1 on, 1 out. Nobody in so far for the Badgers, and he'll take a rip at that one high. 0-2 a count. Peters trying to work himself out of another little bit of a jam. Man in scoring position with one out, and a late swing fouled straight back, far enough away from the camera that I am not worried. Count remains 0-2. Lucas Miller on deck, second baseman for the Badgers. Koenig, short lead off a second, not very far at all. Only about 6 feet. There's the delivery high. Peters grabs the back of his hat like he was not happy with that delivery. 1-2 the count. Top of the fourth inning. Mingus leading 1-0. Peters stares down the runner at second. Steps off. Sends Koenig back to the base. Again, Koenig, not a very big lead out there. Alvarez somewhat behind him, but not far. That one inside gets away from Harrison. Now Koenig's going to go on to third. No throw. So now a man on third with one out. Deep enough fly ball from Peyton Little to put the Badgers on the scoreboard. Infield's back. Lindsey's playing way back, playing for the out, and that one's high. 3-2 now, full count. Full count to Peyton Little. Now the Mingus Marauders bring their infield in. Looking to keep the play at the plate. That one's fouled off. Got a piece of it. So Mingus is doing a little gambling here in the middle of the game. Halfway through the game, trying to keep the run off of the scoreboard. Strike three, got him looking. Peyton Little is retired on the K. That puts 2 outs, and Mingus now able to go back to regular positions with 2 outs. Third strikeout in the game for Peters. Came at a great time. 2 outs, 1 on. Miller steps in. Out of the stretch. And swing at an inside pitch. Brought his hands in. Didn't get around on it, though. 1 for 5 was Miller last night. Had an RBI in a 24-run, 8-inning game last night in Prescott. 0-1 the count. Hawkins on deck. And Harrison asks for the appeal as to whether it was a swing. The umpire in the middle of the infield says no. 1-1 the count. A 1-out double. Put Koenig on second. A pass ball put him on third. And now a fly ball. Left fielder. He's got it tracked, looks good, makes the catch out there is Rogers. And again, Peter strands another Badger in scoring position, keeping a gigantic 0 on the board. Bottom of 4 coming up, Mingus hanging on to a 1-0 lead. We're back after this.
From the Merkin farm to your table, from their vines to your glass, Merkin Vineyards Tasting Room and Osteria, a sense of place for extended family and community. The Merkin mission is to deliver a total sustainable Arizona experience, with fruits and vegetables family farmed in the Verde Valley and vines grown on Arizona Merkin acreage. Pastas and breads made from scratch and served with daily seasonal specials. Keep an eye out for the Merkin pizza and gelato wagons using the same local ingredients.
Balancing your family, finances, and future is a lot of responsibility. Let Jennifer Griffin and her team at State Farm help. Jennifer Griffin is an Arizona native and a Mingus graduate, as well as a third-generation State Farm agent, serving you in the same Main Street location for over 35 years. Jennifer Griffin and her team want to wish all of the Mingus athletes the best of luck this season. Go Marauders! Jennifer Griffin and State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right.
going to be Harrison, Schomburger, and Lindsay up for the Mingus Marauders in the bottom of the fourth. Zach Harrison, 3 for 5 last night with a run scored, no RBIs. Harrison also had 1 of 8 walks last night as Potts comes back to the mound to start the fourth. 1-0 Mingus here on the baseball diamond, and that one catches the outside corner for a strike. On the upper field, the softball field, the Lady Marauders still leading the Prescott Badgers. Now the score 2-1 going into the 5th inning. Harrison's ready, 0-1 count. And he'll pop that one into short center field. It'll stay up, though. And McCausland has an opportunity to catch that one. A line out to the center fielder is out number 1. Hit it well, hit it hard, just didn't get down quick enough out there in center field. Ryan Schomburger steps in, first baseman for the Marauders. He was 2 for 4 last night with 2 runs scored. And the righty looks at that one in the dirt for ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. If you're just joining us, Mingus scored their only run of the game. A pass ball in the first inning. Alvarez scored it, got on by a hit by pitch, nonetheless. Catcher pulls that one back across the strike zone for a 1-1 count now to Schomburger. Full windup with nobody on, and that one's tap foul, left side. And Quesada again makes a phenomenal effort to let that one go. Coach Peters will roll that one back up to Lindsay, who's on deck. He now has 2 presents for the umpire when he comes up to bat. 1-2 the count, and swung at that one high. That'll be a swinging strikeout by Schomburger. 5 strikeouts in the game by Potts. He's had 1 every inning, 2 in the second. Now he'll face Lindsay, who happened to be a strikeout victim in the first inning. That's ball 1. Lindsay, a senior, went 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Had a 4 RBI game last night. And that one catches the top end of the strike zone for strike 1. Isn't that the way it goes? You play a team and you score 24 runs and go into extra innings. Then you play them 2 days later and it's the bottom of the 4th and it's 1-0 and you've only scored 1 run between both teams. And the curveball doesn't come back. Stays inside. 2-1 the count. 2 out, nobody on. Mingus trying to extend the lead. And that one will be strike 2. Good pitch. Lindsay might have been looking breaking ball again. Got the fast stuff. 2-2 count now. Potts with the delivery. And a ground ball right hand side. That one's going to get to the second baseman. Candy hop to the top and on to first it goes. Miller to Hayes for the put out in the end of the inning. 1-2-3 for the Mingus Marauders. They've gone 1-2-3 the last 3 innings, but still lead 1-0 over the Prescott Badgers. Top of 5 is on the other side of this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
Peters returns to the mound. He'll be facing 9-1-2, and that's going to be Hawkins, Vaughn, and McCausland. Here in the top of the fifth, scooting along with a low-scoring game, 1-0. And Hawkins thought about swinging at that one, brought it back for ball one. That one's high. Hawkins ended up 1 for 5 last night. Scored a run, no RBIs. Had a sacrifice bunt as well. His one hit was a double last night in Prescott. Peters will deliver. And one will scoot away from Harrison. 2-1 now the count. Leadoff batter for the inning, that is, number 9-hole hitter. Peters trying to even the count now. And he does with a swinging strike. 2-2 the count. Hawkins wearing number 8 here today. He's on the roster as number 9. And that one, he hangs on with the breaking ball, was able to foul it back. Bottom of 5 now on the softball field. Mingus Marauders still leading Prescott on the upper field. 2-1. Almost got him to swing at the breaking ball in the dirt. Full count now. Not a lot of full counts. Probably the 4th full count in the game, but that's going to be a walk. So Hawkins, a great at-bat, puts himself on base to lead off the top of the 5th inning. And that's going to make Peters work again. He's had traffic on the bases every single inning. He's been able to work himself out of it, but now he's got to do so through the top of the order as Alex Vaughn steps in. Throw over. He's back. Vaughn, last night's game. Oh, he's looking to sacrifice, throw back down to first, and he's back, no slide. Alex Vaughn is a sophomore. He was 1 for 5 last night with a run scored, no RBIs. Showed sacrifice on this one. There's the pitch, shows sacrifice again. There's a strike. One and one's the count. I thought he offered at the first one. Maybe he pulled it back. Hawkins, a pretty decent lead over there at first. Here's the pitch, doesn't go, popped up. Coming left side, it could be in play. Lindsay gets under it. Harrison rushing over to see if he could help, but Lindsay will get the pop out. And Hawkins will stay at first. 1 out in the inning. McCausland will step in. His 3rd at bat during the game. Had a ground out to second base. Back in the 1st inning, the 3rd inning. A walk, stolen base to second, got to 3rd on a pass ball. There goes the runner, and the throw is in time as Harrison puts him out. Hawkins is gunned down by Harrison, and Peters is probably the happiest guy out there. Caught stealing, makes 2 outs in the inning. Now the bases are empty for McCausland. There's a 1-ball count as the wind starts to kick up just a little bit. There's a strike, evens the count at 1-1. So Peters has an opportunity, his first opportunity at a 1-2-3 inning in the game. And it puts a little extra mustard on that one for strike 2. 1-2 the count. If he gets a 1-2-3 inning, that's a A walk, a pop out, a caught stealing, and there it is, the strikeout. We'll call that the trifecta. So the 1-0 lead by the Mingus Marauders is preserved. Bottom of the 5 is coming up after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Goettel and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, GOETT'L'S High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call GOETT'L'S High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GOETTL'S providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get GOETT'L'S and go Marauders.
The most common reasons for bankruptcy are unforeseen circumstances like tragedies, illness, unemployment, and foreclosures. I'm Michael Gordon. We understand your situation and your need to look at all the alternatives. Call Gordon & Gordon for a free, non-judgmental bankruptcy or foreclosure consultation. Ask about zero-down bankruptcy options. Gordon & Gordon Attorneys at Law. Trust well placed.
One-run lead on 2 different fields here at Mingus Union High School. Mingus, the baseball squad, leading 1-0 over the Prescott Badgers going into the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th, up on the softball field, and the Marauders a one-run lead, 2-1 over the Prescott Badgers. And so, holy cow. Between these, let's see. Last night it was 8-7 for the softball squad. Now there's 3 runs scored instead of 15. 24 runs scored for the baseball squads last night. Only 1 so far this one as we get into the top of 5. And welcome to the top of 5, Mr. Jahia Rogers. It'll be 7-8-9 for the Mingus Marauders. Showing bunt, pulling back high for ball 1. Rogers. Let's see. Rogers last night was 0 for 4. He did score a run, had a walk. And the lefty will watch that one get by the catcher. 2-0 the count. I think. I didn't put that up on the scoreboard. I thought that one was inside. Potts back on the mound. Jahia shows bunt again, takes that one. Should be, there we go, 3-0. So Rogers, who struck out in the 2nd, trying to get on base to lead off here for the 5th for the Mingus Marauders, protecting a 1-run lead. He shows bunt once again, pulls it back, takes a strike. Hitters count now. Right batter's box is completely gone a chalk on the inside. Left's got a little bit left, and that one's high for the walk. So, Rogers gets on with the walk. Glancing through so far, that's the first walk given up by Potts. Did hit a batsman. Hit Alvarez back in the 1st. Alvarez came around to score the only run for the Mingus Marauders, the only run on the scoreboard so far, as Emmett Smith steps in wearing number 14. Emmett Smith was 0 for 4 last night as well. 1 run, had an RBI though. Has a man on first, and Rogers dives back. Rogers over at first. One of a handful of seniors for the Mingus Marauders. Bunt shown, tried at it low, almost in the dirt. And that'll be a strike. 0-1 the count. Sacrifice attempt unsuccessful. Potts back to the stretch. Off of first. Rogers has his lead, not a real big lead. And he squares to bunt. He puts down a good one. Only play to first base, and great sacrifice out there by Emmett Smith. Did his job, did it well, and he gets Rogers to scoring position with just 1 out. with Rivera coming up, and on deck is going to be Balo. Rivera struck out back in the second. Last night in Prescott, Rivera was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Number 16 stands in there, got a lot of room on the right side. It's the second baseman, Miller, trying to keep the runner close at second. 0-1 the count to Rivera. Get something on the outside part of the plate. He can take that one to right field easy. Miller tries to come back. Oh, inside. Breaks over the corner for an 0-2. Great pitch. Potts trying to work himself out of a situation with a runner in scoring position. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in the game for the Mingus Marauders, leading 1-0. And a line drive goes to the right side. It's going to be a race to the bag, and it's won by Hayes. Good effort out there. Great job and good hitting by Rivera. Tried to put it in the hole on the right-hand side. Got it just a tad bit too close to Hayes, who was able to snag it. But going on to third is Rogers. Last time Mingus had somebody at third, it was Alvarez, and he scored on a pass ball. Balo is up. Balo is 0 for 2 and takes a strike. Balo flied out to the right fielder, trying to get it close to the line there, just kind of poke it down the line. A little too much air in the first inning. Third inning struck out. 0-1 count here in the fifth, and now an 0-2 count. Potts working hard out there. The wind making it feel a lot cooler than 91 degrees out here. Maybe it's dipped to 90, not sure. Out of the stretch. 0-2 count, and strike 3, swung at a high pitch. And Potts will get out of the inning, so a leadoff walk is stranded at third. And that means that Rogers was real close to the dugout, just got to jog in. All right, here comes Peters to start the sixth. 1-0, Mingus still on top.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on fuel with the Marathon Make It Count reward program. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go Marauders!
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 36 years. Using green construction methods, Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. They thank you for your business confidence and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction homes at Mountain Gate and Clarkdale this summer.
Top of sixth, final game of the season for the Mingus Marauders and Prescott Badgers. Mingus leading 1-0. Peters pitching a shutout so far. He's got to face Hopman, Potts, and Hayes here in the sixth. And a ground ball up the middle. Diving attempt there by Alvarez. It'll get through and into center. And a leadoff single to start the sixth by Elvis Hopman. He's now 2 for 3. Singled in the first, struck out looking in the third, and ambushes Peters on a first pitch single. That brings up Potts. He's popped out twice to Schomburger over at first. There's the delivery high. Harrison. Only one stolen base attempt during the course of the game, and Harrison cut him down at second. That was Hawkins' last inning. There's the delivery high, skied, short, left center field. Alvarez going out, has a beat, and catches it. Didn't see it come down, but I saw the puff of dirt come out of the glove that he picked up just diving for the previous attempt. So 3 pop-outs out here today for Potts. 1 on, 1 out. 2-1 is the score up on the softball field. Bottom of the 6th is the last report I got. Here on the baseball field, it's 1-0, 1 on, 1 out. Leadoff single is still there. Line drive, right field. The lefty hooked that one into right field, and it was hit so hard that Hopman will have to stop at second. So Hayes is now 2 for 3 as well. A single and a double in this one. That was a hard hit ball. Tying run is in scoring position with 1 out now for Tucker Koenig, who walked and doubled. The courtesy runner is going to come out for Hopman. Koenig so far, yes, walked and doubled, got stranded at third back in the 4th inning. 2 on, 1 out. Peters working hard in the 6th, and he'll get that strike. Good pitch. Peters going to have to dig deep into the well here. Late inning threat by the Badgers in that one. Late swing popped out and comes strike 2, 0-2 the count now. Peyton Little, catcher, is on deck. Still has his shin guards on in the event the double play would end the inning, or a double play, and that one's bounced in. Harrison stays in front of it, keeps the runners right where they are. Good block by Harrison. So far, pretty well played game, well pitched game for both squads. Short lead at second. Balo runs back over to his position. That one's fouled off. Might be the same exact spot as the last one. 1-2 count remains. Wind's kicking up just a tad. Blowing in from right field, right at us. There's the pitch, and that one's fouled off. Right side again. So far, Koenig's been a souvenir maker. 3 in a row to the right side. Must like that section. There's the delivery in the dirt. Good block again. 2-2 the count. So far, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, no runs, and scattered about 5 hits so far for Peters. There's the delivery, there's the strikeout, the swinging strikeout that Peters needed. Now 2 out, 2 on. And Little will come up. That'll be 3 strikeouts and 2 walks in the game so far. Peyton Little will step in, sacrifice bunt, no at bat in the second, and he will now be pinch hit for. Let's see what we can get on our pinch hitter. Number 23. If I saw that correctly. No, number 25. Ethan Emmerman, a junior, batting .345 on the season. He's got 20 hits, 10 runs scored, 9 RBIs, 3 doubles, and he steps in with 2 out, 2 on in the top of the 6th with his team trailing by 1. And a swing and a miss. Strike 1. One of the better averages out there for the Prescott Badgers, a junior getting a chance to play here. Quite a few seniors on the squad, though, for the Prescott Badgers. There's the delivery. That one's going to get by. Harrison. Both runners are going to advance. So second and third now. A single could change the whole game. 2 in scoring position now, and Peters is going to have to work with a 1-1 count. Infield playing deep with 2 out. Plays it first, and that one's popped up right-hand side. Will it stay in play? And it does! Schomburger, his 3rd foul catch, saving the day out here. So far, he's been the defensive star for the Mingus Marauders. And again, Peters gets out of it with men in scoring position. The 1-0 lead preserved as we go in the bottom of the 6th.
From the Glen Canyon Dam to the corner sidewalks, Salt River Materials Group, Phoenix Cement, has helped build Arizona and the Southwest since 1959. Much like the products they provide, Salt River Materials Group, Phoenix Cement, has a strong sense of community and contributes to it in meaningful ways. Phoenix Cement is considered a premier employer and community supporter and would like to thank their friendly neighbors for 6 decades of continued support. Think harder, think concrete.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
1-0 here on the baseball field, 4-1, top of 7th on the softball field. The Lady Marauders trying to hang on to a number 4 state seed. And of course that game will be on both KYBC AM 1600, 96.3 FM, and on Verde Valley TV. Coming up Saturday, first pitch to Alvarez is outside. It'll be Alvarez, Peters, and Harrison for the Mingus Marauders. Alvarez got hit by a pitch, scored the only run for the Mingus Marauders, and looks at that one. Slow count or call, 2-0 the count. Grounded out to the shortstop back in the 3rd. Here in the 6th, trying to be the leadoff runner on for the Marauders. And that'll be a strike. Two 2-1 the count to the lefty leadoff for the inning, that is. Oh, and he gets hit twice in this game. Well, getting hit twice in the game, and he is off to the side. Coach Houston's going to go help him. He took that one with a thud in the back. That one was way inside. Trying to walk that one off. That one's going to leave a wilt. Stretch it out a little bit. But Alvarez does get on as a leadoff runner for the Mingus Marauders. However, see if I can read lips down there. He's talking to Coach Houston, telling him that the pitcher Potts from Prescott is off his Christmas card list, and he's not going to send him a birthday present either. I think that's what he said. Trey Peters steps in. Infield single in the third. Lined out to the left fielder. Smoked it, but nothing to show for it. Back in the third, and now he looks to bunt and puts down a bunt. Potts has got to field it and throws over to first for the out. So Trey Peters sacrifices and sends Alvarez on to second. And that'll give Zach Harrison a chance with a man in scoring position. Harrison got on in the first on a fielder's choice, and then lined out to center back in the fourth. There's a lot of room on that left side. Big hole on the left, or on the right side rather. And they pitch him outside for ball one. Bottom of sixth, still 1-0, 1 on, 1 out for the Mingus Marauders. Peters pitching a shutout so far. Potts, pretty good performance himself. Evens the count at 1-1 on Harrison. Surprised that they're giving him that much room on the right side to a lefty hitter. There's the pitch way outside. Oh, wow, how about that? Peyton Little stabbed that one out of the air like he was throwing a spear at a fish or something. Wasn't sure he had it. But that keeps Alvarez at second. And a big swing and a miss. Ball outside. That's going to level the count, 2-2 to Harrison. The junior trying to do some damage. An insurance run sitting out at second base with 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth. And there's a ground ball. High chopper goes to the first baseman, who's going to race Harrison to the bag. Hayes will get there, and it'll be a ground out, but it does move. It moves Alvarez 90 feet closer. Unassisted put out for the first baseman, a high chopper. And Hayes had to sprint to the back because Harrison's rather fast getting down the line. Ryan Schomburger looking to be a hero out here. He walked in the first, struck out in the third, so he's 0 for 1. Takes strike one. "90 feet away increases the opportunities for scoring. I don't know how many fold, but quite a bit. Big cut for strike two. Potts trying to get himself out of the inning. Give his team one more chance. Mingus trying to double the lead. Here's the delivery. High fly ball left field. That one's going to be down the line. It's going to be hard, and it will fall foul in between three dashing Badgers. Vaughn had a shot at it. Hoffman had a shot at it. And Hawkins from deep left field showed some really good speed getting over there, and it fell about 3 feet in the middle of them. So another life at the plate for Schomburger. Takes the inside part of the right batter's box. As we hear the cheering going on over at the softball field, I hope it's good news for the Marauders. And Schomburger, protect me swing. We'll foul that one off. Stay 0-2. I am told that the final score of the softball game, 4-1 Mingus, Grand Canyon Region champions of the softball field. And a very much so protect me swing will head toward the truck but miss the truck and almost get to the softball crowd over there. Yeah, that one will get the knuckles to sting for a while. 0-2, the count continues. Alvarez hit by a pitch is on third, 2 outs. And a protective swing and a miss for the strikeout, the end of the inning. So it comes to the top of the 7th for the Prescott Badgers. It's going to be the bottom and the top. It's going to be Miller, Hawkins, and Vaughn. The final hope for the Badgers, 1-0 the score as the Marauders look to hang on. We're back after this.
From the Merkin farm to your table, from their vines to your glass, Merkin Vineyards Tasting Room and Osteria, a sense of place for extended family and community. The Merkin mission is to deliver a total sustainable Arizona experience, with fruits and vegetables family farmed in the Verde Valley and vines grown on Arizona Merkin acreage. Pastas and breads made from scratch and served with daily seasonal specials. Keep an eye out for the Merkin pizza and gelato wagons using the same local ingredients.
Balancing your family, finances, and future is a lot of responsibility. Let Jennifer Griffin and her team at State Farm help. Jennifer Griffin is an Arizona native and a Mingus graduate, as well as a third-generation State Farm agent, serving you in the same Main Street location for over 35 years. Jennifer Griffin and her team want to wish all of the Mingus athletes the best of luck this season. Go Marauders! Jennifer Griffin and State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right.
Lucas Miller will start off the top of the 7th for the Prescott Badgers. Once again, congratulations to the Mingus Lady Marauders, taking the Grand Canyon Region Championship with a 4-1 victory over the Prescott Badgers, and likely holding on to their 4th seed going into the tournament that starts Saturday. High fly ball, short right field, and on it, and catching it is going to be Emmett Smith. So 1 out in the top of the 7th, the Mingus Marauders trying to go for a sweep of the Prescott Badgers. Not only 2 in a row over them, but also sweeping here at Mingus Union High School with softball and baseball. Hawkins is up. Struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 5th, and then got gunned down stealing by Harrison, and he'll foul the first one off. 0-1 the count. Alex Vaughn on deck. And that one looked good, but it'll be ball. 1-1 the count. We're going to have the softball playoffs on the air for you. Big swing way out in front of it. 1-2 the count. Softball playoffs will start here at Mingus Union High School. Opponent unknown. We'll know tomorrow or Thursday, most likely tomorrow. And almost thought about it. Did not pull the trigger. 2-2 the count on Hawkins. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th, Mingus leading 1-0. That game here at Mingus for softball is going to be 10 a.m. Saturday. Curveball, strike 3, ring him up. That is now the 4th strikeout by Peters in the game. The shutout and the victory. They have one more batter to go through, Alex Vaughn. Vaughn is 0 for 3, and a big swing and a miss. Popped out to Alvarez in the 1st. Flew out to Rivera in center back in the 3rd, and popped out to Lindsay at 3rd, and he'll hit that one deep. Center field coming in on it and unable to catch it, but he does keep him to a single. Out there is Rivera. That one didn't go as far as it looked like it was going, and Rivera came in and dove and somehow able to smother it. And most importantly, what that means is it keeps Vaughn to a single. So 1 on, 2 out in the inning, and Luke McCausland comes up. McCausland is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the second baseman, Balo, struck out in the 5th, and he walked. He was stranded at 3rd in the 3rd. And the lefty, Harrison, will keep that one out in front of him. And Vaughn stays at 1st. Ball 1. Peters trying to preserve a shutout. And he's had to work through the innings. He's only had 1 inning without traffic. Actually had traffic. It still was a 1-2-3 inning. McCausland showed bunt or gave up on the pitch. 2 out. Not sure if that was a ball or a strike. And there's the strike. Scoreboard still shows 1-1, but it's probably 2-1 to McCausland. Decent lead out there at 1st, and looking for the call and didn't get it. 2-1 is on the board. I think there was another pitch there. Peters is set. out of the stretch, delivers. There's a strike, high strike, but a strike nonetheless. So my guess is that's a full count. Big number 20, McCausland, could be playing in his last high school game, and he'll foul that one off to the left-hand side. And he'll get over to the batting cages. And it'll be a do-over. 1-0, top of the 7th. Mingus trying to preserve the shutout. Peters has been magnificent. There's the swing and a miss and a strike 3 to end the game. And Peters, the senior, does it in style to finish it out. A 1-0 shutout for the senior, Trayson Peters. Great job, and he'll get some congratulations from his teammates as well as probably Coach Peters out there, as the coaching staff comes out to join the Mingus Marauders. So the Mingus Marauders sweep. They win 4-1 on the softball field, 1-0 here on the baseball field. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at a few stats here. And this was a hard-fought game, as you would expect a Grand Canyon region matchup to be. 1-0 your final score. We're back after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, well, the Prescott Badgers will give up 5th place here, but will did so in a fine performance, a 1-0 ball game here. Potts pitched a very good game, only outdone by Trey Peters, who had to work through traffic every single inning. Vaughn ended up 1 for 4 on the game, a walk from McCausland. Hauptman had 2 hits, a hit by Potts, a hit by Hayes, who also had a walk, and a walk by Hawkins. So traffic on the bases, 8 base runners out there for the Prescott Badgers. However, Peters kept them from crossing home plate, kept them from scoring, and kept the shutout intact for the Mingus Marauders. Now, Potts had a fantastic performance here as well. Gave up a hit to Trey Peters in the first inning, a walk to Schomburger, had 7 strikeouts during the course of the game. Jahia Rogers ended up with a walk as well, but the difference in the game was the 2-hit batsman. The first of 2 was Jan Alvarez. Actually, he got hit twice and came around to score on a pass ball in the first inning, and that was the difference in the game. So Potts came in, gave up a couple of walks, 2 walks in the game, 7 strikeouts, 1 infield single, 2 hit batsmen, and a pass ball was the difference in the game. And victorious are the Mingus Marauders, finishing out the 2021 season. So they'll finish out the season and go to 4-8 in the Grand Canyon region, and a 7-win season, 7-12 on the season overall. So the Mingus Marauders are graduating seniors, even though it is not senior night, and they didn't have they had a senior night earlier in the season in between a doubleheader. We want to wish the ongoing seniors for the Mingus Marauders all the best in their endeavors, including Trey Peters, who just had a fantastic performance, dropped his ERA for sure, pitching 7 shutout innings. Jahia Rogers, a senior, going on number 2 in batting average for the season of 2021. Carter Welly will graduate and go on, as well as Ryan Lindsay for the Mingus Marauders. Michael Mendez also listed as a senior on the roster. So the Marauders will graduate 4 or 5 seniors as they will move on. The Prescott Badgers will graduate more as their 2021 season comes to an end. Hauptman, Hawkins will both graduate. Hayes, McCausland, and Miller, as well as Koning and Oldfield, who we didn't see in the game here tonight, all graduating for the Prescott Badgers. Once again, Mingus sweeps here on the 5th of May. Happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way, to you, as they get 2 victories, one on the softball field, including a Grand Canyon Region Championship, 4-1 over the Prescott Badgers. And the Lady Marauders will start in on playoffs Saturday here at Mingus Union High School, 10 a.m. Opponent unknown at the moment. Hopefully Mingus can stay on or keep to a top 4 seed. And in that case, we'll have 2 home games in the first 2 rounds, considering that they continue to win. You'll catch those games on KYBC AM 1600, 96.3 FM, and of course here on Verde Valley TV as well. Well, it's going to be a wrap here. Once again, the Mingus Marauders victorious in the final game of the 2021 season, a 1-0 shutout with Peters on the mound by the Mingus Marauders over the Prescott Badgers. It's been fun. Glad to be along with you. I'm Jackie Bessler. Have a great afternoon, everyone.